Welcome, one and all. This is What Ya Toku-ing About, a podcast that's very popular with the girls. Welcome, everyone. I'm Russ Walsh. I'm your host. With me, as always, are my co-hosts, Hunter and Stix. Thank you for being on here.
No problem.
Always. We're back. We're here.
It's like we're
The
doomed.
mirrors are gone.
We're trapped in a loop, an eternal loop we can't escape of watching children's television and then yelling about it.
We're finally escaping the mirrors.
Yes, we're escaping. That's right, the podcast is over. No, it's not. No. Yeah. So real quick housekeeping. Fun housekeeping and then bad housekeeping. We've been putting out new episodes. I'm putting them out on YouTube and all your podcatchers of choice. It's very funny because I think our last episode is one of our lowest on YouTube to date. But also our numbers keep going up for the first episode, so thanks everybody for listening. You know what I mean? I think they'll get here eventually, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for being here. So, it really helps us if you smash that like button, leave a comment on the YouTube videos, and then leave a review on iTunes. And, you know, we're a little podcast. We're just three people who are forcing ourselves to watch more Toku or, you know, to re-engage with some classics that we love, right, Stix?
Yes, this is definitely a classic for me.
Yes, and the classic this time being Kamen Rider Ryuki. I'm, you know, widely beloved in the fan. Is it widely beloved in the fandom?
Yes, absolutely
okay.
is.
Good. People respect it. Well, you know what? I respect it too. I love Ryuki. I think, you know, I mean, listen, you have your special place in your heart for the stuff that got you into Toku in the first place, like me with Forze and Dawn Brothers, but if I'm looking objectively, this might be the best Toku thing I've ever watched. Maybe. I don't know.
It's up there. It's up there.
It's up there.
It's up there. Like, just like the richness of it. Like having a show that actually like forces you to contemplate characters and motivation in a way that I truly didn't expect, and in an abstract way too. And it's like just weirdly good sci-fi. I don't know. I really liked it. But we really enjoyed Ryuki. I do have some sad housekeeping, just because I think one of the comments we got on the last episode was, we want more Iris. And to which we say, we too would like more Iris, but right now she's on indefinite hiatus. She did not listen to the warning of Kamen Rider Ryuki and decided to go to college as an adult, which, as we learned from the grad students in Ryuki, is just an experiment for disaster. Well. It's not going to end well, which is not a thing you should say about your co-host, is that things aren't going to end well for her. But
I think things are going. I think she's doing great. Personally,
she's doing great. I hope she doesn't. She's not involved with any evil experiments, but she is on indefinite hiatus. We talked with her. We're still cool. We would love to have her back on full time, but making her watch 50 plus episode shows with attached V cinema and all that might not be the best, especially when finals are staring down the shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there are more important things than children's TV shows, I think.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I have talked to her, and
we respect her decision.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I have talked to her, and if we, you know, we'll have the movies in between and stuff. Maybe at some point in the far off future, she'll join us for one of those. But right now, she's trapped in the mirror world that is college, where you stare out and hold your hand and be like, I wish I could get my Saturday nights back.
Yeah,
I know it's sad, but she'll be back soon, or she'll be back sooner than later
in the future,
in the far off future. But anyway, so we have finished Kamen Rider Ryuki. Episodes 41 through 50 plus episode final director's cut.
Ooh.
Stix, do you want me to go in on my recap? My really good recap? That's very clear.
Yeah.
Okay, and then you can go into your spiel. If you have any spiel, if you have any schmear you want to spread on this hot bagel here of a show.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Folks, this is not my best usually I try to massage these recaps, but I finished this about 20 minutes ago, and I looked at it and I'm like, oh my god, so much shit happened.
You guys don't understand how much stuff happened this time.
It's the Toku finale.
This is way harder to talk about.
Yeah.
They really stuff the endings with constant shit happening.
It's like when you're eating a dense calzone and you get to the bottom and all the sausage and the peppers and the mushrooms are at the bottom and you're like, where the hell was this shit earlier?
That's it, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm a man of words, which is why I'm starting my recap. Anyway, this is Russ Walsh's patented power recap. That's why I'm changing the name of the segment now as we speak. Here we are, the final stretch, and the only thing that can save the day is the power of friendship. And if you genuinely believe that, sorry, motherfucker, this is Kamen Rider Ryuki. No time for kiddie shit. We're going raw and real when Mitsuru Sano, Kamen Rider Emperor, shows up broke and busted in Tokyo. He's an uncomfortably relatable cash-strapped character who has no money, no bitches, but the power to control the Mirrorverse monsters. After sucking up to every rider around to try and up his cash flow, he sides with Satoru Tojo and the Professor Kagawa to get some sweet, sweet public university grant money. Shinji is hurt by this, in that he inadvertently got kicked by Emperor's goons, and also upset he'd attack Yui, who is more and more the target of Prof. Kagawa's attacks. Well, she was, until Tojo, the least pleasant guy around, kills his teacher, Prof. Kagawa. I'm gonna be real with you, Tojo. I don't think you're getting your credits for this semester. After unlocking the murderer branch of the Kamen Rider tech tree, Tojo tries out his newly found murder skills on Asakura and Kideoka, but clearly he has not put enough levels into them because his ass gets blasted by both. On death's door, Tojo is rescued by Mitsuru, who hopes that the emotionally stunted Tojo can be his ticket to Rider War success. But who needs success when you have a rich dad? And even better, he's died. Mitsuru becomes the king of hot shit city when his dad hands down his company, but realizes that Shiro Kanzaki won't let him out of the contract until the Rider War is won. He tries to buy off the other riders, Shiro himself, and Shiro himself, and appeals to Tojo to protect him. Too bad Tojo doesn't have feelings and offs the only person he ever considered his friend in the hopes of becoming a hero. That fails too, as Tojo still loses to the other riders and winds up dying while saving a passing father and child from a car accident. He dies believing he's a failure/loser that accomplished nothing when really a simple and kind series of actions would have made him a hero. Not really a joke to add here. That was just really sad. That really,
he deserved it.
It really bummed me out. Yeah. He got everything wrong. Anyway, now pared down to the last handful of folks, the Rider War is drawing to a close. Yui has come to realize her connection to the mirror world and her incoming 20th birthday spells doom. We've all been there before, lady. Shinji feels compelled to protect his friend from disappearing, but the violence is mucking him up. Ren calls him a wimp and a sap, but is also very sad at the state of things. The two avoid Yui, but she comes to realize the bloodshed surrounding her is all surrounding her and talks to her brother. It turns out Yui isn't exactly Yui, who she's actually she died as a kid, I think, and some mirror lady came out who became her and gave her new life. This is confusing, and it's probably a reference to a myth or an urban legend. I don't know. Anyway, with that new life, she only had 20 years to live, and Shiro had to murder around 13 people to make sure her existence stayed permanent. In doing so, he fucked around with shit he did not get, and has lost his physical form, and also introduced a bunch of nasty creatures from this mirrorverse into our world, including some that were the drawings, so they might be a reflection of Yui's. Anyway, it's complicated. Anyway, Yui fades into dust, but Shiro continues the deadly war. Shiro's done a bad job covering his stink, though, because Ore Journal found out about the mirror creatures, but that actually tanked their business, which is kind of funny. Anyway, Shinji is torn and has no clue what to do, and editor Okubo, despite basically being half homeless for the last month, living on bar peanuts and complimentary mints he swiped from restaurant hostess stands, tells Shinji to fight for what he believes in. Just as Shinji is figuring it out, nasty locust men attack the city from the Mirrorverse, and Shinji is violently murdered in the street by one. Yes, you heard me. Kamen Rider is fucking stabbed in the back by a monster while defending a child. Gasping his last breaths, Shinji informs Ren that if he had won the last wish, he would have asked for the Rider War to have never have happened in the first place. Ren, sullen and defeated, travels to take on Odin in one last battle. While this goes down, Asakura looks to end things with Kideoka. Kamen Rider Zolda shows up and the two battle tooth and nail, ending with an Asakura win. Asakura looks like he's about to bust, but everything is ruined when it's revealed Goro is doing some KR cosplay as his master. Kitaoka actually passes away gently in his sleep, accepting he had some good times and the Kamen Rider War was more trouble than it was worth. Asakura, realizing for the first time he's ever cared about another person, gets mad he did that and commits suicide by cop. This shit is nuts, guys. While that's going down, Ren takes on Odin, but is outclassed in every way. But Shiro, out of time and out of energy, gives up on the war and disappears. Ren has saved his special girl, but feels a deep sadness at the cost the war had on his soul, as it does his bud Yui, who through a non-literal metaphor space appeals to Shiro's sentimentality and convinces him not to begin the cycle of violence again. That's right, folks. Kamen Rider Ryuki is a fucked up death loop where Shiro has trapped all the riders in an endless wheel of torment until he repents and accepts death is an eventuality of life. Wasn't this a show for kids at some point? Loop closed, the cast of Ryuki now lives day to day as common folk, striving and grinding in the big, beautiful city of Tokyo, Japan. Shinji and Ren meet again, and despite their hard-fought experiences gone from memory, a spark is still there. We cut to the lonely Cafe Atori, where bittersweet, solemn photos of Kid Yui and Shiori adorn the wall.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now you can pick that apart because I feel like I got 8 things wrong. I got the vibe right, at least, right? It's about the vibe.
You got the vibe. The main thing I just want to make sure we're all clear on is Yui, her whole deal.
Yes.
So, again, yeah, she died while her and her brother were like locked in a room because their parents are awful from negligence. And then the mirror version of her in the mirror said, "Oh, I can inhabit her body and give her life, and she won't be none the wiser. But she has until her 20th birthday.
Right?
Then she'll disappear because she's not
By
really
the 20th.
alive.
Who knows?
Who knows? I mean, part of the thing
it's the biggest number she could think of.
Yeah, it's a very specific number.
Listen, well, part of the thing I like about the show is the Mirrorverse stuff. Not explained in the slightest.
No, it's not.
At all.
It's vibes based. It's kind of like, yeah, you kind of have to accept that this exists.
So they never go into if Yui and Shiro were the ones to create it by accident, or if it was just always there.
Right.
Well, if that mirror Yui existed, it sort of existed in some sense,
right?
But they probably introduced the mirror monsters through their drawings before that, and then like that was the inspiration for Shiro. But also, why would that? It's a little vibesy at that point.
I also want to say, going over what you just said, Stix. This show was awesome because in the beginning of the show, my brain immediately went, well, must be that Shiro and Yui's parents must have had some secret research project and secretly were the most important parents in the world. No, they just have a very grim depiction of child abuse.
Oh yeah, these parents are the worst parents ever. Like without like dwelling on it much. It's like the aunt's like, yeah, their parents weren't very good, and they say like, okay, they were locked in a room, and literally she just passes out while they're just doing drawings, just like, I guess from just pure negligence. I guess like her body just gave out.
Like
it's like holy shit.
Not to go too grim, but like realistic, child abuse.
And
like
literally, yeah, and her and the parent and basically the whole accident that destroyed all the mirrors in the house and started a fire that killed their parents was the result of the mirror version of Yui entering the dead child body of Yui. That seemingly is what caused that explosion with the glass shattering and apparently a fire and all that. So,
and then
please ask your parents for the new Kamen Rider belt, kids.
yeah. And then it's the whole thing where like you think of early like the leader of Shocker being like, a guy in a vaguely
a G.I.
offensive
Joe
hat.
villain.
Yeah, exactly. Being
Yeah,
covered
literally
in
like a guy in a red KKK outfit.
Yeah, and then you have Shiro Kanzaki, who his villainy comes from a deep distrust of human beings because of being raised in an abusive environment. It's rich nuance.
And like him
It's
not being able to let go that his little sister died that way,
yeah,
and that he wants to prolong her life,
and I mean,
even
like,
though it's a false life, sort
and
of.
you know, in a other Kamen Rider show, you know, Kamen Rider would point and be like, "You use other people, you've sacrificed nothing," and this guy has literally like sacrificed his human body. He sacrificed everything, his morals, he was even willing to like abandon his sister, like for her to live. It's like, damn, this guy Shiro's crazy. Anyway,
And the whole thing with the whole war is that what the movie tries to think up is that, yeah, the whole process of riders killing each other is supposed to create a really powerful will, somebody with a strong will by the end. So it's because someone with a strong will be good enough for, you know, Odin to defeat, and then that will be used to give Yui an actual human life.
right.
Yeah, it's all about willpower.
How did Shiro find that out?
Don't worry about it. Science.
You learn that shit in grad school. You learn about like
literally when they like remark on the papers, like, yeah, it had some like complicated stuff I couldn't make heads or tails of. Like the characters will say that. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll buy it. Sure, go ahead.
You know, if there's one thing I've learned from watching the show is that anyone who goes to college has a great capacity for murder.
Not that different from real life.
True. Yeah, so anyway. So I guess going over themes, vibes, and plus the action. We all love the ending, right?
It's a controversial ending. I, for one, love it personally.
Oh, I love it. It was that's like
the TV ending.
Listen, I don't know. It's hard. I recognize people aren't always gonna love you know, your end of Evas or the end of Penguin Drum, and you're in this like metaphorical,
right?
You know,
and like like the literal brain type people will be like, oh, so nothing mattered. And it's like, well, that's not the point. And it's like because the thing people are get stuck on is like, okay, but I want everyone to live with these like, you know, all these gone people and like how that affects them, and it's like, okay, but like.
That's not what the show is trying to say.
No. It's like, yes, sure. Like this whole reset deal, like it technically erased the war or whatever and all those deaths, but also it's like, that's not the point. The deaths are for drama, of course, but it's also leading to something with this sibling duo.
It makes sense when you actually really look at what the show is all about. It's literally the title of the theme song. It's living a life. Like the whole show is about life. It's about like living, fighting to live.
Right.
And the ultimate ending of the show being that everyone gets to live the life they were supposed to, I think is a perfect way to end the show.
Right.
Well, you know, except for like, you know, Shiro and Yui had to accept that they can't, you know, be living outside. They can't prolong themselves essentially. Right. Like they're dead, both of them.
Well, yeah. You know, it's about this is always when you have a podcast and you're like, I'm gonna sound corny saying this, but it's about life and death. You know, the eventuality of it. And Shiro Kanzaki, and then the whole tragedy of it, you know, Kirioka's the character who's staring death in the face, but also Shiro Kanzaki is the guy who has to be like, you lose people. Yeah, people go away. Sometimes life isn't fair, and it's like, it's heavy, you know?
Yeah.
And
you can fight to survive, but you can't fight death.
Right. No. It's the eventuality. And, you know, I mean, Shinji's whole character arc in a way is like, you know, he was just fighting for the sake of protecting people, but didn't have his own perspective. And even in the end, if his perspective is, I do want to protect people, he took that on as like his worldview and his philosophy. He wasn't reactionary anymore.
Yeah, beyond anything else, just I want to protect people from hurt.
Right.
Yeah.
And in his weird abstract way, he did. Though I think the theme comes down to, I don't know. I I don't know if this was implied or it was my own interpretation. But okay. We're going to go into this. We'll talk more about Shinji in a second. The reason the Rider War happened is that Shiro Kanzaki could just go out of his way and murder 13 people. But Yui would never accept that.
No, because it's hard to keep that a secret.
Yeah. So he creates this clandestine war in the hopes that by choosing scumbags and murderers, it will eventually end with with Yui not knowing the wiser or being morally ambivalent based on Shiro Kanzaki's own misanthropy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and his own point of view. Right.
However, Shinji will eventually enter into the fray and humanize the Kamen Riders to a point where the conflict he'll have to keep resetting because Yui will be drawn in and the human element will be. You know what I mean? Because Shinji humanizes the other characters.
Shinji was never meant to be part of this.
Right.
He's the only one who isn't like even vaguely scummy. Because every single character we see who is contrary to the Kamen Rider War has some like morally scumminess to them. Even if
they're
it's like
selfish, they're violent, they're greedy.
Even Tezuka, he's just kind of like, okay, maybe not. Tezuka's interesting because in a sense, like, he's given sort of a reason to enter because I think that's what Shiro saw in him is that, hey, his friend got, hurt, killed by Asakura. I was like, okay, that's a way I could connect things. I can find somebody who has a reason to have fight. And somehow Tezuka defied that a little.
There's a line that happens in one of the episodes. It's when Kitaoka is in the hospital and Ren visits him.
Oh, I love that scene.
This part's great.
They do a callback to when Ren first said, Shinji may be a fool, but he's a better man than either of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kitaoka goes one step further before Ren leaves, and he says, I can't tell if him becoming a writer was good or bad for us.
Yeah.
And I think that perfectly encapsulates Shinji's role in the Rider War.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like you said, like he was eventually going to humanize everybody. He had no chance with some of them. Like he was not going to turn Tojo. He was not going to turn Asakura. But he, by the virtue of him being who he is, softened up a lot of the more, I would say, either apathetic writers or the writers who were more dead set on what they had to do. Because, Kitaoka just did not care about, the Rider War at all. He was going to let, everyone else, pick each other off. And then just sneakily, steal his win. But eventually he's just like, you know what? This really isn't worth it. I'm not going to live. And I'm not enjoying my life. Why am I doing this?
Right.
And a lot of that had to do with Shinji's own actions. Same with Ren. Shinji is such... I've said this so much, throughout, what is this, our third episode?
It's our fourth on it, yeah, fourth.
It's our fourth one?
Yeah.
I've said this so much, but Shinji is the perfect character for this kind of show.
Right.
Yes.
Just a presence that outright rejects the premise of the show. And even when, even in his death, that's the fact that he doesn't die fighting like another writer. He's not. it's not like some like grand thing. It's dying to save a single life.
Yes.
I think that is like for Shinji, even though I'm a little sad the main character gets killed, which you're supposed to be, but like
Right.
it's perfect for what the show is doing with its like theming.
Right. And,
Yeah.
it kind of rejects even like, I know his name's in the title, but it's a show about all it's an ensemble, and he's the main character. He's our perspective, but all these characters kind of had their arc, and he affected them all. But it's something just so fascinating about having him just like disappear from like the climax of the narrative. You know what I mean? It's so interesting.
Yeah. Ren literally picks up the ball for that. Like he is the main character for the last episode.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And in a lot of ways, I mean, we can go over them really quickly because plot wise they're not the most important, but I wanted to hit on them real quick. Was the whole I'm forgetting their names.
Mitsuru,
Kagawa, Sano, yeah, and Tojo. And
Can we start with Mitsuru first?
Yeah, we can, of course.
All right. So with Mitsuru, so his whole thing is that he is only in 4 episodes, 41 through 44, and those are the last 4 episodes Inoue writes for the show. I mean,
Right? Yeah.
So the whole thing over that course is that he comes off so odd to everyone else in the show because he's very honest about what he is. He is abandoned by his dad to like, oh, he needs to grow up in the real world, not rely on me or whatever. His rich dad. And then, he's his whole deal of like, this is a job, right? This is like a job contract, what I did with becoming a Kamen Rider, right? And of course his actor does a great job at like doing that whole like cutesiness of him like buttering up everybody.
Right.
And then even after, and then like when like Shinji rejects, like at first Shinji's like, oh well, he's not like a bad guy, and then because of Sano not really caring about like the actual lives here, he just kind of wants to get ahead.
He wants his bag, bro.
He wants his bag, and realistically, yeah, it exists. It happens in real life, and because of that, someone gets hurt because this guy just only looking for the bag, and that's Yui. And Shinji, oh my, like this is the most I think aggressive we see for him towards another person.
Yeah.
Period, the entire show. He is like, it's a totally serious scene of Shinji beating his ass and kicking him out of the cafe. Straight up. It's as if he was captured by the spirit of Ren for that scene. It's
100%.
Honestly amazing.
It's awesome.
It's like, he's great. I will say very brave of them to introduce this entirely new guy when the show is about to end.
Oh yeah, but I feel like it's interesting because he gets his own little mini arc, almost as if to like give a point. Because again, they were like, okay, we still have these designs we can use for the show, these writer designs. We did these in the movie in this like TV special, so we just have this guy left. Let's whip up something for him, something like substantial, something meaty for this guy. Mm-hmm. And Inoue does a great job doing that. I think this is like some of Inoue's best work. I feel in his career.
Right. I mean, it's just so fun to have a character whose life is purely transactional. Like that's how he was.
That's his whole shtick. Yeah,
you can definitely tell his dad was like, this guy needs to have like real human perspective and not just use everyone around him as a bargaining chip. And kicked him out, and he still couldn't change. And that that goes into the finale, which we'll talk later. But like all these characters, Shinji has an effect on them, but also a lot of them don't change at a fundamental level. And this guy, he just cannot change. Everything to him is a financial transaction.
Oh my god, yeah, the whole twist of like, oh, your dad died, and then like the board of investors being like very like greasy with him and like almost like priming him up to be the next president, but also like, yeah, we can use this kid almost in a sense. And then, it almost feels like everything's landed to him. Like, okay, the very funny scene with him and Catalka, suddenly Catalka's singing a different tune. With him after disrespecting him totally. The scene where he like shows up with like a suitcase of money to Shinji and Ren, and Shinji's like, oh, we won't accept this. We're other than Ren is just staring directly at the money.
Great little bit of character work from
Oh, it's beautiful.
actor.
Because like Shinji, at first he is like that, but then he's like, oh, we're not like this and that sort of thing. And then of course, like his board of directors tries to put him up with one of the other investors, like daughter, and they, and at first it's like shallow, and then they're like, hey, let's actually try to like get to know each other outside of this bullshit, forced marriage deal. And then right after that, yeah. Tragedy.
Womp
Womp womp.
I know. It's so
and probably probably one of the best directed scenes in the entire show.
yeah.
Yeah, he made the fatal mistake of making a friend as an adult.
Yeah.
But it's so okay. I just love it because he looks at everybody in his life as a transaction. It's like the same thing we were talking about Shiro, where he's like, I can calculate how people work perfectly. And he was like, I put enough time and money into Tojo. He'll like me now. We're friends. We're allies. You put the money in.
Like he does come off sincere in that, like, yeah, he'll still like give food to Tojo while he's like rich guy. He'll go back to his old apartment. Like, yeah, here's some of my leftover food from that fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing okay, bud.
But it's still, to me, it strikes me as him being like, if I put the money down on this guy, he'll help me out in the end. And Tojo's like, no, I'm a psychopath. You can't.
Yeah, he's a psychopath. The way, oh my god, what happens? We're like, yeah, Sano and Shinji are fighting, and then like Tojo comes in and like, oh, thanks, Tojo, you're gonna help me. And then the tiger comes in and is like hits him from corner to corner of the road. Like it's almost comical how it's directed. Like he'll get dragged to the floor, to the wall, and the next wall, and the next railing. And like Shinji's like, whoa, stop it. And literally right before he gets killed by Tojo, Shinji stops him. And then Asakura's the one who actually gets the kill.
Right.
Oh, it's so good. And then the whole scene of him trapped in the mirror world and crying and screaming and nobody can hear him.
Comically long.
Right.
With how depressing that death is.
Oh, yeah. It's almost like, oh, man, they're almost like reveling in it, how tragic and fucked up it is.
Sorry for classic Galaxy Brain Russ reference, but I'm a Hunter guy, and having I love the Chimera Ant arc. I'm one of those guys, and just having
Me too.
Side characters, Welfin moments of like you are giving a weird amount of pathos to a anthropomorphic octopus or a ant / wolf man.
Wolf.
I love any moment where a character who is 100% a goofy oddball side character has deep lament and terror at his fate to come. Like, and that shit is so real. It's so funny.
It is like the show encapsulated in that scene. Like the show's like tragedy in that scene. It's fucked up.
Veering between hyper silliness and hyper seriousness, which is what I come for. What I come to Toku for is heightened melodrama and and like hyper silliness and hyper insanity. And this is like awesome. We'll go over
in a way when he's like on fire and isn't just like, I don't want to say it, but like kind of writing like auto writing, muscle memory writing. When he's not doing muscle memory writing and he's actually like giving a shit about doing the whole melodrama stuff. Oh, it's like the best that Toku has to offer in my opinion. Yeah.
I mean, we'll go into it more later, but it feels like some of our Toku auteurs, especially one we'll chat about later, or what, the other main person on this are planners, and what's the end game and thinking things out really far in advance. Whereas Inoue, he's the fly-by-night guy and finding amazing moments in between all the chaos, and having the juxtaposition make it, really sing. Whereas, other people might be more planned out.
There's a phrase people like to say is the royal road. Kobayashi is a royal road writer. She like knows like all the little aspects and little things to put in and all like the character stuff where everything comes together and it's like, it gives really nice messages for the kids while also like being a nicely tightly like with bow, Anyways, not that. No, he's not. He just isn't, and that's okay because he has his own thing.
Right.
And they still hire him because he does something right.
I thought about this earlier because I know a lot of like tokusatsu fans, like present company not included. Like I know a lot of them. And the one thing I've always heard is Inoue's name. I hear that name more than any other name when it comes to writers.
Yes.
And I never understood it until I finished Ryuki.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's why.
The juxtaposition. You have episodes that he didn't write, episodes that he did write, and you can see the difference between the two, right?
Like
Yes.
even when he is writing for somebody like writing, giving them what they want, what the directors and producers want, he'll still like try to like shove in the thing, like his little aspects, the things he fixates on.
Right.
Okay. So going, well, I was just going to say, do we want to move on to Tojo real quick before we get to like the main guys?
Because I was surprised
let's do Tojo
that
next.
I was surprised Inoue didn't have anything to do with the Tojo stuff. But
yeah, it's very him, but it wasn't really.
Okay.
I mean,
So
he like there's Tojo stuff in those 4 episodes, the first 4 of this batch.
Yeah.
But his ending's not him. That's
the
Kobayashi,
irony of it all.
Kobayashi.
The irony of it all felt very Inoue.
I wanna say I am rubbing my hands at this. This was a successful Tojo hate watch for me.
Yeah.
On record,
Tojo goes through it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
On record from the last episode saying I hate this kid, and I am fully like justified even more. This guy sucks.
I
hate
He's like he's like the character I'm like go back and forth like, okay, he makes sense as like what they're trying to do, but also at the same time like he's kind of a mess of a character.
Genuinely to me, because his whole thing is that he wants to be a hero,
quote unquote.
But the thing about that is that they never go into detail on what that actually means to him.
No, it's all like vague stuff he's been told.
Yeah, he has a specific nebulous, undefined idea of what being a hero is because of the professor. It's what was the professor's last name again? It is Kagawa. Okay. Because he constantly replays that speech in his head that he gave him, like of him saying, "Oh, I believe you can be a great hero." He doesn't say what that means.
Right.
So Tojo psycho little ass thinks that being a hero means just killing. And that's it. Because he doesn't have a real goal to achieve.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't.
I mean, the closest we get into his head is he says, why do you want to, when I think, what is it? Mitsuru asked, why do you want to be a hero, I think. And it was Tojo was like, I want people to like me. So in his head, he just has this idea of a hero as like a valorous person that people are attracted to, but everyone on Earth is weirded out by this guy.
Because he just stands there and just like stares blankly. He's like unbelievably off-putting to people, and he's just like a violent little freak.
Yeah. I think my favorite bit of his whole thing here is that you think, okay, here are our 2 psychopaths of our group here. We have Asakura and we have Tojo. And Asakura can't stand Tojo.
No.
Not one bit. And even like he's searching for him in the first few episodes. Like, where's that kid? I really want to meet him. He got me there, but I really want to meet him.
Right.
And every time they encounter each other, Asakura kicks his ass.
The fight with him in the alley where they bring out their monsters to fight each, like they have the rhino versus the tiger.
The stand
that's like
battle.
one of my favorite fight scenes in the whole show, by the way, because it's very raw and it's like not as much CG as you think, and it's just 2 side characters going at it.
Yeah,
it's
awesome.
Great.
The thing that gets me about him too is that every time that he kind of has like a win or he lands like a really decisive hit, it is always against somebody that is unguarded.
Right.
He's a fraud.
It is never in a direct confrontation. And
No.
anytime someone actually tries to fight him for real, he kind of just tries to run away.
Yeah, I know.
It's a really funny touch that happens.
Yeah, because like what you were talking about, what I liked about it is that Asakura and Tojo, they're the two psychopaths. Those are the two crazy people who who are insane and killing people or whatever. Asakura hates Tojo because I think Asakura loves being a psychopath and enjoys being malevolent and just owning it, whereas like he can just feel like, what do you call it? The insecurity
with Tojo.
Insecurity coming off of Tojo.
Insecurity, that too.
Tojo can't make a decision on his own, and the only things he can do are cowardly and villainous. But still, he's like, I want to be hero. I want to be hero. It's like he hates himself and his compulsions towards villainy and just being a horrible person, and he wants to be a hero. Whereas we have Shinji over there, just like to his detriment, making his life worse. Just driven to do kind and good acts, whereas like Tojo, all of his impulses are immediately I'm just gonna do the worst thing possible. And then the one fucking time in his life he feels like he should do the right thing, it fucking kills him.
Right?
It's so crazy.
Oh my god.
The craziest thing is that I don't feel bad for him.
Well, I do.
This isn't.
You can't.
The thing is, and it's not even like it's not the fact that I like hate him, because I do, but it's more so the fact that with what the character has done and the mindset he has, the fact that he can't even recognize what he did was a heroic act.
Yes.
And he just like, his final thought is, what do I have to do to be a hero? Just encapsulates like everything wrong with him. How he's just like a broken like person on a fundamental level.
Right.
He's like, did I do the right thing?
I listen, I do feel bad for him in like just like a standard human way. He got what was coming to him. When you act like you do like that, you're gonna get bad juju and all that. But his final thoughts being, oh man, I'm a fuck up, I'm a failure, I did everything wrong. And it's like, it was always within reach, man. It's little things every day,
Like when he was like, his whole thing right before that, where he was trying to like, he's like, screw the rioter war. And he was like trying to pour gasoline on that car so that whoever started it would make the car explode. Oh my God. And then fucking Asakura there is the funniest thing. Because while he's fighting, he has his snake spit acid. And then because he gets caught in it, it hits him instead because he was busy fighting somebody else. He was in the way, and he has an acid burn on his face. And then an explosion happens, and he survives that. And it's like
the minimal visible injury, by the way.
Oh yeah, you can't mess up his pretty face. No.
I love that whole scene because it is probably the worst special effect in the whole show.
I liked it.
The explosion where they're trying to run away from the fire and the explosion.
Yes. And like him in the car too.
Yes.
Just the fakest fire around him.
Fire ever.
This is not a complaint. This is me giving flowers to something truly beautiful.
They had to make do with whatever money they had left.
That's television, baby. That's dramatic stakes.
It is so cool.
It felt like such a money shot too. Like they had spent a bunch of money on it in funny 2000 CG dollars. That I was like, did they just kill Asakura off? I really did think for a second, like, is this the end of Asakura? No.
Yeah, no.
no. Because they went on to do some. It would have been a good ending for him, being taken out by a weenie, but it was not the amazing ending that we actually got.
No, he's a man of violence.
Do we want to go into that now? Or are there any other characters you want to hit up first?
I don't know. Kagawa just like, he's trying to steer this kid right while also doing his dumbass moral gray trying to kill Yui thing, which by the way we learned later wouldn't have done shit. You know, yeah, like that dinner scene. I think
that well.
Yeah, that dinner scene with him and his, like he invites Tojo to dinner with his family. I think is an excellent scene because it's almost like he's like trying to be like a good role model for him. Like he's like trying to like normalize this kid and make him like a normal guy, and it's not working, but he's trying.
Like his hand trembles when he picks up a knife.
Knife? It's an insane touch, but it's a great touch. Ugh.
Yeah, I just like the part where he's like, "Oh, I want you to take an important lesson from this dinner," and Tojo has a look on his face where, at the time, I thought, "Oh, he must be interpreting this in some way," and then you kind of find out later, no, he didn't get jack shit from it. He was like, "Why did you take me to lunch?" You know what I mean?
It's like, you know, we're sitting down, we're having food, we're being like polite. Life.
How's this supposed to help me? How's this supposed to make me a hero?
How am I? This isn't like a cool kung fu move. I don't have a cool gun or anything. What is this supposed to do? You know,
where's my big blue cat?
Yeah, where's my killer tiger, metal tiger guy?
Yeah, so funny. Tojo's a great. I love these two goons at the end. Like, if you ask me at this point, as far in, I'm like, what was Kamen Rider Claw? He was good. Or no, Kamen Rider Claw. What was his personality? Bad guy?
Oh, Scissor.
Oh,
Scissors.
Yeah, Scissors. Kamen Rider Scissors, excuse me. I'd be like, bad guy? But I'm like, these guys are going to stick in my head for a hot minute.
Fair, I got one. I got one. ACAB.
Yeah, ACAB.
Yeah, I guess.
I'll mention something later with that. It's really funny. I'll get to that. Anyway, let's move on to Asakura Kataoka. I think Asakura because
they're tied together.
I think they both go together.
Yeah,
because they're both their stories kind of lead into each other.
Mm-hmm. Asakura doesn't get much in this. Okay, I don't want to say it in a bad way, but he's kind of like such a set character that he's very reactive. Like he's basically like a wild card you just throw into the scenes to do things at this point.
Right. You know,
he does cool fucked up things. He's entertaining. That's all you kind of need sometimes.
Right.
But you know,
all the other characters are scheming or trying to figure things out or investigating, and Asakura is running around throwing glass bottles in alleyways. That's about all he's doing. But I mean, that's what he's there for. I mean, Kideoka at this point, when does Kideoka start to go? Well, he's clearly having his health issues. It's somewhere in the last 3 episodes, he kind of has a for lack of a better term, come to Jesus moment where he's like, I don't know if I trust this Rider War. It's Christmas Day. Oh yeah. The Christmas episode, which is I always like when a Toku show, it just, has that Christmassy vibe at the
Christmas.
end. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All the riders are going to have their own little interspersed Christmas. That's along the time when Shinji is about to like give into violence and conflict. And Kideoka looks at him and is like, go home. Like, spend the time, good time all you can. You don't know how much longer you have. And, him speaking from experience.
Yeah.
Yeah. If a little, after we're done with like the general character thing, I want to wrap around to that because I forgot to talk about that when we were talking about Shinji. That was a moment of the show I really liked.
Right. But but Kideoka, his whole thing is he's like, come to terms like, why do I trust Shira? I'm a lawyer. Like, I don't trust anyone before. I don't think Shira's going to bring my, this is going to end perfectly for me. And I'm having a moment in my life, even though it's coming to an end, where I could live peacefully. And even though he never says out loud, which I think is amazing, like just great writing. He's like, I'm happy with I have my friend Goro here. There's a special lady I want to meet. And he comes to terms with things. Should we just go in at the end of the Asakura? My personal interpretation of the Asakura. And
go ahead.
Yeah. Kideoka kind of gives in and he's like, we're calling it quits. But Goro, he's too much of a good guy. He's too much of a good, he's like a samurai. He serves his master at the very end. he takes on Asakura disguised in the Zolda form, and because they were gonna Asakura and Kideoka had a very planned like final duel, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
Asakura offs Goro, which that fucking bummed me out. It bummed him out. That was the funniest part, is that he took a look at Goro and went like, "That's not Kideoka." And in my and you might disagree with me, my interpretation of that scene was him going like, "Fuck, that's not Kideoka. Wait a minute. Why should I care? I just like killing people." Uh-oh. I just formed a bond with another human being. I've gone against
a bit fucked up, but it was a bond, I guess. A connection.
He realized he's like,
he was his Batman to his Joker.
This
Yeah.
was the reason I joined this stupid war. That's
Yeah.
probably what was going through his head.
I joined to
Like,
kill
what is the
people.
point of me doing this?
Yeah, he did join to kill Kideoka. I forgot about that. I thought he just, at that point, he was like, "Oh, I'm just here to kill people." And then he realized, he's like, "Fuck,
Nah.
I cared about somebody."
No, I think you're right too, because at that point of like obsession, at that point you do have a spot in your heart for someone like that.
Right.
Whether you actually realize it or not, like that guy's like an important part of you.
Yeah. You know,
So,
as they
like,
say, the
him-
opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. And clearly he realized when he saw the Goro lying on the ground, he went, "Fuck. God
I
damn
wanted
it.
that to be Kataoka. What the fuck was the point of all this?
What was the point?" He literally, you brought up, he had a fucking Joker moment. He got Joker-fied. God damn. Good show. God damn. And then
Yeah.
he literally commits suicide by cop. I was like sitting there like pulling my hair out like, no way. No fucking way. Well, okay. Do you think he committed suicide by cop? I mean, he lost his powers.
He
right?
saw those guns in the shadows in the bushes. He saw them.
He lost his powers, right? That was after
He was out he was holding a metal pipe and charging forward. He knew there was cops outside.
Right.
He could have gotten away from that too. Like, he chose not to.
Right. He could have like transformed and went into a mirror to get out of it, but no, he didn't.
Yeah, it was just there's part of me, I was thinking while watching this that I want to edit it into the final montage in Mad Men of Asakura getting blasted by the cops, because it's like melancholy. It's a sad
Yeah, it has
feeling
that kind of vibe to it, huh?
of like a finality to it. Like, there's just this random guy. He could have gone his whole life just, hitting people with metal pipes, slashing tires, ripping the tags off of mattresses, and then he realized, fuck. Through conflict, I learned how to respect another human being, and I can't accept that part of myself anymore. Time to die. Crazy.
You know what's funny? It is raining super hard right now. I think the skies are weeping for how beautiful this story is.
How beautiful Asakura's pitiful existence is.
Right. Right. And it's so funny. He did change, he maybe more than any other writer in the series. Shinji might have affected him in some weird inadvertent vibes of the universe kind of way.
I see it as more of like a nihilist thing of, oh god, I didn't kill Kataoka, I killed his servant. Oh, I wanted Kataoka. What the fuck was the? And he just in anger went. And I know that's not as well, I don't know what's the word, like beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, listen here. They keep doesn't somebody call him a rabid dog at some point?
Yeah. I think so.
We can't see inside his head, and based on the performance, he could, when he sees Goro on the ground dying because he killed him and has that moment of anguish, he might be having a philosopher's thought, like a beautiful line of poetry going through his head, or he literally could be going, not good. We can't tell.
Yeah, it could go either way.
Yeah.
the direction being so like formalist and really, fancy, it kind of leads your mind to like, okay, clearly it's not the direct answer. Maybe there's more to interpret here.
Yeah, it's up to you how you see Asakura. Did he have a moment of revelation, or did he just have a moment of, you know what, I'm fucked, whatever? Anyway, it's so
Yeah,
good. That
who
shit was
knows?
awesome. And then Kirioka passing away gently in his sleep is like, once again, this is
Oh
a
my
show
god!
for kids.
What's up?
This is a show for kids.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And what I love about that is his whole thing, like his whole like gambit of like asking Reiko on a date at the end, knowing that he's gonna die, but like maybe he can like squeeze out this last day, this like one little date with her before he passes away. And you make sure like the Aura journal, Nanako doesn't tell her is that he's dying of an illness. That's why he's trying, at least so desperate, just please, for no reason, just please, even though it's obviously, can I have this before I die?
Yeah.
And there's that scene of her just waiting at the table, like just kind of like looking at the
to.
Yeah, she went and she was just looking at the window, just staring, just politely waiting. And while that's happening, Goro's dead in the warehouse. Kitaoka is dead, peacefully dead on the couch in his office.
Right.
Oh, what a scene.
If I had only one complaint, it's not even a huge one, and obviously there just wasn't time. I do feel kind of bad that Reiko got written off and then she showed up at the end and went, I have plot stuff here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The women, I'll be frank with you, the women in the show don't get much, unfortunately.
I loved everything she had up to this point, and then she just kind of disappeared, which is
once they finally got that scoop, and then everybody did angry calls saying, "What is this bullshit you're printing?" And
the first true thing they've ever published is immediately like, "You fucking assholes are liars, monsters in a mirror. Can you? What the hell?"
And when she catches Shinji finally coming out of the mirror, it's like, oh my gosh, and it doesn't really go anywhere after that much.
The thing that bugs me the most after that is Reiko isn't even the one to talk to Shinji.
Yeah.
It's the editor.
It's the editor.
This bozo that's been bumming it in the
even though
cafe.
Reiko was kind of positioned as his immediate senpai at the start, Okubo is, I guess, the supreme senpai, and I guess he gets like the heart to heart with Shinji. Unfortunately,
I do wonder.
Which, it's still good.
Maybe we'll never know the full truth. I do wonder if Reiko's actress had to go somewhere or was cast in something and had to disappear for a couple months, and that it kind of
was out of the show for a minute.
Yeah, she was like quote unquote in America to get to investigate, and that wasn't much. I guess it did lead to like small thing, I guess. But that's it.
And Okubo kind of got nominated to be the Ore Journal, connect back to humanity, have the dramatic speech at the end. It might have. The only other thing I could guess is that it's kind of the Inoue touch, where it was like, I know he didn't write this, but it might have been like he loves juxtaposing. Juxtaposing like goofiness with like hyper seriousness, like we were talking about earlier. And the editor is a prime candidate of like, wouldn't it be just like thematically interesting to have like this goofball, almost homeless man. The gag with him giving the coupon to Ren as a big tip, and like, hey, hold on to this, bud. You'll need this later. And it's a free tea at another tea place.
My favorite gag with him is when he's being used as a footstool for the auntie, and she's like, he's like talking out loud, like, yeah, I'm just being a footstool. Well, there's all these chairs, all these unused chairs.
Yes.
Like they say that, like that's not even be like extrapolated. They make that joke themselves.
Yeah. But yeah, having him be the one to teach Shinji the importance of coming to your own conclusions or whatever, still pretty funny.
Can I say something really quick about Shinji?
Yeah, of course.
Sure. Just real fast. I apologize because I know we already talked about him a little bit, but the one thing I wanted to wrap around to earlier is when Shinji has his like give up phase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "You're not acting right. You're not the real Shinji."
yeah, that's the part that showed me that like, oh, Shinji's actually like changed these people a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because he actually does, like when Shinji like asks to fight Ren does it, and then Ren gets his ass kicked.
Yeah.
And then when Shinji is just asking like either Ren or Kitaoka to fight, they're like, no, like
Yeah.
no, we don't want to fight you right now. And Shinji's just pissed off. The phone call that Kitaoka gives Ren is like a really small moment that I like when he just says, "Hey, here's me repaying my debt to you. Shinji's on a dark path right now.
He ain't acting. He's not Shinji right now.
Like the moment Shinji starts acting like how they used to, everyone's like, "Whoa, wait a minute." Hang on.
Right.
This is kind of like a fake facade he's putting up forward. Whoa.
Yeah, Shinji doesn't fight. This isn't right. And I that's just such a great moment in the show for me. But another thing this is one minor frustration that I have with how Shinji is written.
Yeah.
There's a moment when a lot of characters, Ren included, all like they say you're indecisive. You don't know what you believe in. You need to find the thing that you believe in to actually like fight. I got beef with that.
I get that.
Shinji has fought for literally one thing the entire show.
But now he has
And
conviction.
I guess, yeah, but it's like Ren saying, well, now that you're dead, buddy, you finally found the thing that you believed in. And I'm like, he's had that the whole time, man.
Yeah, but now it's his worldview.
That's the thing with a lot of these shows is that there's a lot of circular writing going on where
Obviously, like, obviously I know they have to do that because it's like, this is a 50 episode show. Not everything can be resolved in like episode 36 or something like that.
Right,
like Shinji
right.
can't have his like final like character arc completion by then.
so they'll have to like kind
But
of reteach and redo certain things in a
yeah,
circle almost.
he keeps coming to the same conclusion like every 6 episodes. And that's like the one major complaint I have with him.
Okay.
Is that it feels like he treads water the same like path like a lot.
I will say,
Right. It is just kind of how these shows work, unfortunately.
Yeah, I get that. I do think a part of it too is that Ren does kind of take the reins as the mainish character at this point.
Mhm.
And this is the time where before, Ren was like, "Oh, Shinji, you're full of shit. You're just a coward. You don't kill people. You don't fight because you don't believe in anything, and you don't want to get anybody on your, to attack you or anything." And then with him dying and Shinji saying it the last time, it's Ren nodding and being like, "I believe you. You're right. You would have fought for peace to the very end." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah.
very brutal death for a main character, by the way.
Oh yeah, he gets stabbed in the fucking back untransformed, and then he has to transform while blood's coming out of his mouth, and his deck is all like blood stains on it. It's trying to like transfix.
That one final heck yeah.
Like Yosh, he's like Yosha, and like him and Ren are ready to go and take down this like mirror monster apocalypse going on in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And there's the one last hurrah, and then Ren's almost sort of noticing that Shinji's kind of like not fully like 100%, but he's like, okay, let's just get this done with, and I'll get to him later. And then it's something that he still manages that while still bleeding out.
It's so. I love that episode.
It was awesome.
It's such a great episode.
Yeah, and I loved Ren's my goat. Shinji's great though. I like them both now. Shinji, like I said, I was a Ren guy most of the time. Those last couple episodes with Shinji, where you saw the depths of his despair, then him coming back was like, that's superhero Kino shit.
Yep.
But Ren just like, they just did the. I love that.
Shit. They really put the cherry on top with him. They do so much with this man.
He has gone from being like, an surly, like 14-year-old abrasive, a Shadow the Hedgehog type, what I thought was the coolest guy on earth when I was 14. And then he's become like a battle-hardened warrior, but like where Shinji has had to like learn how to like get a backbone and a spine about these things. He, on the other hand, he's like, I've come to understand other people's perspectives, but I love at the end. I love that when Shinji died, I was like, Ren is going to make a wish. He's going to follow through on Shinji's wish and reset everything and try and figure it out from there. Nope. He sticks by his girl.
Yeah, yep. He does.
He sticks by his girl. Like, and that is such a mature writing choice. Cause like I like so many times I know it's almost becoming a cliche this episode, but like, oh, a show for kids, like he's going to continue the will of his friend. No, he went into this fight with a very specific goal. He obtained it. He felt
sticking to it.
He obtained it. He's not happy about it, but like from the start, he said you have to make hard decisions to get what you want. And 100% did that. And the look on his face at the end is like a mix of like relief, but also like inconsolable sadness.
So I do have a question about that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Do we think he died?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so. So like it's that whole ending bit does get into like metaphysical territory with how it's depicted, but like when he sees the shining light and he's like, "Is this a new life?"
Oh yeah.
And then he touches it, and then you see that like almost dreamy scene. Like it's very dreamlike of him like going up these like steps up to this hospital room. He's like stumbling, and then once he sees Eri like bed, he just he falls down to the ground, to the wall, his head down, his eyes closed, and Eri's like just kind of looking at him.
Right.
It's not smart to sleep there, Ren.
Yeah, it's not smart to sleep there.
I thought
it's like a joke I have with some of my friends. They're like, "Is this a scene? Is this a picture of a man sleeping?" It's just that shot of him on the wall.
See, it's funny. I thought he lived just because it gave the impression that he was like trying to sleep, but also was like tormented. But if he died, also, I mean, that's the last look on his face. I would not be surprised.
Right, and that the whole like he's clutching his ring in his hand. Also, I think that's a great touch, and also the way the universe reset is depicted, or like the end of things is depicted, where literally I don't know how they achieve this effect, but like literally they'll show like B-roll and like glass breaking, and it all looks practical. Like the shots are glass almost.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Like, and it's all going up in flames to show like the universe, I guess, ending almost because of this war being done.
Right.
If I had to guess, I want to say that that the images being reflected are photographs.
Yeah, but also
like
it's true. Yeah.
I think that's the that's the only thing I can think of, because it's like it looks good.
Yeah, it looked really good. Like that footage of like cars driving, people moving, and that all like getting broken and burning.
Man,
there's so much to love about the last batch of episodes. Like the episode that's dedicated to Shinji and Ren fighting multiple times, and Shinji still not be able to go through with it at the very end, like the last blow. Like there's this beautiful shot of like they're done fighting and they're just sitting on like the anime shot of them on sitting on the grass, like in a sunset, and they're just kind of like laying back tired, like after a battle. And then it just cuts like a wide shot of their silhouettes walking against like the orange sky. is like, okay, let's keep moving on.
Yeah. Like literally them just walking towards the light.
Walking
Yeah.
towards the light.
My
Yeah,
God. Yeah.
Okay.
such good shit.
Um,
Well, you want to talk about the more like general plot stuff, like the whole like the mirror monsters, like those the ones that make the weird like noises, the
Okay,
and then
what were those? What the hell were those?
Were they in the drawings? Were they in the drawings that Yui
I
made?
assume so. I don't know, but like they're basically like the dedicated like apocalypse monsters, I would assume, because they had their own like gestation phase where they turned to like cocoons, and then they became little flying versions. Basically, they're supposed to represent the Rider War coming to a close. We got to wrap this shit up quick. Let's like make things desperate and ravage things, I guess, is the one way to put it. It's like almost like a fail safe. Like, if this war isn't ending by now, this will make sure the war fucking ends. Fucking terrorizing a city with these things.
See, this is okay. This could be 100% wrong. Please leave in the YouTube comments or send us a tweet or something, or a skeet, excuse me, of if this is true or not. I don't remember them being in Yui's drawings, which either that's hyper elaborately plotted or just they hadn't come up with the design yet. Because in my head, I had this whole headcanon of like, okay, the Mirrorverse is real, and these things, they're locust-like, right? That's
they're
the
locusts
thing.
almost.
They're locusts.
Like they're almost like one of the plagues and pestilences.
Yeah.
I think they're supposed to be kind of like dragonflies too.
Yeah, they're dragonflies for sure.
Because if you look from above, like the way their bodies look when they're flying around, they have like a really long-looking like silhouette.
This is my interpretation, and it's probably 100% wrong. But I had this idea of like locusts. They are planted and they arrive every so many years, 17 years, 30 years, or whatever. And there's this part of me that's like, either Yui came up with this because they're creepy looking, or maybe they're like some primordial part of the Mirrorverse that eventually comes out and attacks the riders, or it's just part of Yui's like birthday design. I have no clue. I mean, that's kind of why I like the ambiguity.
I like to see it as a more primordial part because I think it's Blade that does something similar with like, okay, the show's wrapping up, time for the fucking monster apocalypse, which I won't get into, but that's just one aspect of that show that happens.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's how I like to see it with Ryuki as well, is that, there's these like just kind of like primordial, I don't know, I think it's just more like not romantic, but like more interesting, more grand in that way, that there's like this primordial force in this mirror dimension that it's time.
I like that Shiro Kanzaki's the villain, but he was like fucking around in forces he didn't really get. He was taking shortcuts.
I get that.
That's what I like.
I want to point out too, we never see every sketch of every monster.
No, we don't. It's either like wide shots and you can't really make them out either. No, it's not every.
Or if we do see them, they're of like the monsters that have riders attached to them.
Contract monsters.
Right.
We don't really see any of like the goons. Like we don't see the two grasshoppers from like early on in the season or anything like that.
I guess it's more like is it more like inferred, I guess? It's more inferred.
I think it's implied. It's implied.
Yeah. What else can we touch on with the
ending?
Well, what do we all think of the alternate universe? The end of the loop, I feel like so many shows have ripped this off. I don't know, ripped it off, or it's from the same
ripped
lineage.
it off, but like it's a whole similar shtick of like, okay, we can't keep this going on. Like that there's such a telling line that Yui says that just kind of colors the whole series. Just like, are you gonna do this? You're gonna reset again? It's like,
yeah.
Yeah.
That really like puts a whole wrap on everything. Like, oh, this guy can't move on. He can't fucking move on from his sister's death.
I have complicated feelings about the ending. It's not the fact that it's like a universe reset. That's not really the issue I have with it. I don't even know if I have like an issue per se.
Mhm.
It's just, so I don't know how to explain it. There's something about it that just makes me feel like that's it, huh?
Oh yeah, no, that's a human feeling to have.
I
Yeah.
know. It was very much. Have either of you watched Bakano?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, at the end of Bakano, one of the characters just goes, well, sometimes stories end where it's most fun, or sometimes it leaves you in a place that makes you want to ask what happens next, and you will never know. So,
Yeah. But I will say, it being a universe reset and the implication that this has happened before, which, by the way, that power is something I legitimately forgot Shiro Kanzaki had.
Fair
right.
enough.
Because they did that midway into the series
They
too.
nestled it in a
Right.
recap episode and made you forget because
Yeah.
you're like, oh, it's a fucking recap episode. It's
But-
like,
So like he has one fight with Ren afterwards where he utilizes like teleporting, I guess.
yeah,
There is, but the implication of that makes some things that come out after Ryuki make a lot more sense.
right.
Oh yeah, they make everything they try to do with this, Ryuki whole deal make a lot more sense. Like, oh, it's just another alternate thing, but we're gonna like maybe draw that. Oh, these two have experience like back history with each other. We're gonna have a best of both worlds,
or some like shenanigans that brings back their memories,
right?
like after the ending of the show, or like something like that.
Exactly.
That-
Zio, and like the Geats movies. Yeah, they do something like that with that. Yeah.
I don't know. Like I think at the end of the day, I like the ending.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's very good. I like the final encounter that Shinji and Ren have.
Yeah.
Right.
How like Ren is just looking at Shinji. Like you
Oh my
can
God,
tell he's thinking something.
His faces when he sees Shinji dying in front of him are just heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the most emotion you've seen on his face, other than when he was screaming on the ground. But
Yeah.
he's distraught.
And then their like last encounter at the cafe after everything resets.
Oh, or like
Like-
they're just kind of looking at each other. It's like, do they? But it's just more.
But
of a,
it's really
Yeah.
Ren looking at Shinji, because Shinji the whole time is like, what? What are you staring? Like, what are you looking at?
Right.
Yeah.
Which is in character for Shinji. He is an idiot after all.
So nobody
He
thought it was
is an
kind of. Nobody thought it was cloying coffee shop AU. We all liked it, right? I liked it.
No, it's not because Yui's dead.
Yeah.
It can't be full comfy AU.
Honestly, the coffee shop's fucking depressing. You got dead
It is
kids on the
really
wall.
depressing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's another one. The
what's up?
auntie just like, after Shinji makes his order, she just silently looks at him.
Yeah.
Like she's not even getting the tea, and the whole time like it's zooming in
The red string of fate.
on it's zooming in on Shiro and Yui's like childhood photos. Shinji can just be her in the background saying, "Miss, my tea,
Yeah.
please."
Listen, it's the red
Yeah.
string of fate. They're all connected, no matter what timeline, what universe. Oh my god.
I mean, they
Yeah.
literally all ran into Shinji.
Yeah.
Yeah,
on his way to the
it's like
cafe.
just to show those characters existed. Like even Tezuka, he even bumps to Asakura. There's Tojo. It's cute.
Or Scissors.
I like it.
Can't
Yeah.
find him. No, but
Oh, no, fuck that guy. Fuck that guy.
That guy's fucking annoying. But
Who cares about the gamer? I don't think he showed up either.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, I'm especially fine with that. Maybe Asakura already got to him.
With the
the
odds,
show.
there's a thing I really like what they do with her, because they make her like dead serious for a moment and basically like, I've had a hunch about Yui, because again, like when they were kids, when they were separated, like had Shiro go to America with some relatives, Shiro was like, shouting, "She's going to die on her 20th birthday. I have to be with her. You can't take me away from her." And like, I guess just something about that got to the auntie, because she was like, something about how he said that, it made me believe him, and that's why I've been trying to like really spend time with with my niece and like really give her a good life.
It
For
is
some reason those words always stuck with me.
Yeah, it's literally what she says. It's like, you know what? Fair. If someone's like that serious about saying that, something must be going on. It's like, I'm not going to question that.
It is very funny. It is like she's like, Auntie's tuition is never wrong. And then she's wrong 99% of the time, but she was right about that one specific instance.
Good for her.
Yeah. Yeah. And me and Stix already. Hunter, did you like the Yui Shiro like narrative space, non-literal emotional climax? Did you like that?
We went like metaphorical.
Yeah.
I did.
Okay.
Yes. Because I think for Shiro it makes a lot of sense. Like for him to like end it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because I don't think it's ever. Because like Yui's gone.
Yeah.
Like mirror version, real version, she's just gone. So I think it makes sense that it would just have her words like ringing in her head, like in his head, that she doesn't want this.
Yeah.
Like it's not going to make her happy. So like, I really liked that. That whole scene.
Yeah.
And that came after like her disappearing early.
Yeah.
Basically, like a few days early. And the thing is, his immediate reaction in the TV version is just like, after being like, no, and then after that, he's like, "What are you doing? Tatakai, come on, we don't have much time." Like it's so desperate sounding.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than another version.
Okay. We talked about the narrative and metaphorical space where the emotions of what's going on are more important than what literally happens. But we do have a very hyper literal ending we could talk about. That's the most literal ending you could ever have. Okay, are we talking about it now? Do you have it? Stix?
Let's talk about the movie. Let me sum it up. Let me sum it up personally. Okay. So again, Kamen Rider now has the tradition of having a summer movie. It started the previous year with Agito. And the thing is, it's in the middle of the year, and they haven't really figured out a formula for this yet. So they're like, let's do like early look at the ending or like an alternate universe type deal. So they did this in the middle of the year, so they probably didn't have a final version of how things go, obviously. So, and it has to be in the span time of like a little over an hour. And they had Inoue write it, and they had to advertise their new toys, their movie exclusive rider of the Dark Ryuki, Ryuga. And also they have this girl Kamen Rider.
Yep, there she literally named Kamen Rider
Femme. Yes.
Yes.
Bandai is not the most subtle
is that
I would say.
Is that the first female writer?
That is the official first female writer according to Toei and Bandai and all of them. Electric Human Tackle does not count as a writer in their eyes.
That's the name they gave her.
Kamen Rider Femme. She's a girl. Think about it.
She's a swan to boot.
Oh my god.
Okay. I thought it was an evil duck at first.
Evil duck.
Well, I was like, all the other ones are like gross monsters or something, and then she's the first one who's like the elegant swan.
That's a free idea, Toei.
With like a fencing sword. Anyway, so this movie premiered literally like a week after the episode 28, the big recap episode that introduced the idea of like a looping. So
episode 28?
That's crazy.
Yes, that's what I mean by it.
Are you serious?
Yes, people got spoiled on what the ending could be right after that through going to watch this movie in the theater.
They even got spoiled that there were only going to be like those 4 writers left.
I would love.
Yeah, it's like taking place after Mitsuru Sano died, but also Tojo isn't there either because they haven't introduced him in the show yet. So
Oh my god.
yeah, so it's just those guys.
I wasn't
So
there in
again, let's-
Japan. I would love if the marketing was like, "This is the ending. You will get spoiled if you don't go to it." It's like, no, I have to pay.
episode. It's called episode final. So
Just about, they should have done that in America with Lost, like halfway when they got off the island or whatever, and then they're like, Lost episode final, or like that bad Xbox 360 game. If you don't play this fucking game, you won't. Everyone will know the ending except you, idiot. You have to. That would be awesome.
okay, so now that we now explain how compromised this is as a product, let me go ahead and sum it up. So it starts with it starts with a mise en scene or like cold open, I guess, where it's like they're just kind of fighting the monsters in that big like I don't know, it's like a mall, I'd say, like a mall lobby,
Shopping area.
shopping area. And like it's very big and grand and movie like yeah, they have money for this because it's used for the movie. They got the whole gang transforming and fighting there. And then it's like it goes back earlier. It's like, okay, now what led up to that? Though they don't tell you that. You only realize later that scene was actually later in the timeline of events. So what led up to that is that there's this con artist lady. Her name's Miho, and her sister died from being killed by Asakura. And how she's introduced is that Shinji and the Ori Journal crew is like researching stuff like for a scoop, and like, oh, there's like this con artist man who's like doing like marriage scandals, isn't actually marrying these girls and like trying to like get them for their money, etc., etc. And this girl is a supposed victim of him, will be. So they try to stop her, like try to reason with her, and she's like, oh no, he's really good. And no, that's not the case. And then they finally they try to spring a trap, and apparently no, they're both con artists. It's a con artist trying to con a con artist, and he's the loser. So this sweet innocent girl isn't so innocent. She's actually a little fiend, and she loves cheating people. That's her whole thing. Mm-hmm. And it's kind of filling an empty hole in her. Anyway, so Shinji meets her. They do some shenanigans. He finds out she's a writer. And then, we get that little infamous line people use to rag on in a way, or I guess Bandai in general, like, girls can't be writers.
Oh my god.
Shinji saying that is so fucking funny.
That's so awesome.
Shinji's kind of a meathead at the start of this movie. Like the whole time he's just like, man, look how pretty that girl is. They don't make girls that pretty anymore. Because
Inoue's writing him, so now he's like very explicitly heterosexual.
Yeah.
Who, by the way, is saying this in front of one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen.
Yeah, Reiko.
Just right in earshot of Reiko.
Like, wow, this really young-looking girl. Wow, she's really pretty,
Humana.
She's getting scammed.
Unbelievable. That's not
so
my
Shinji like just immediately has a soft spot for this girl, even before he finds out that she's a con artist.
I'm gonna protect her no matter what.
He's thinking with his dick in this movie. Let's be frank.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt.
And then they go on dates. It's something. It's a lot of food scenes, a lot of hijinks. I personally enjoy that stuff.
Yeah,
the food stuff.
Yeah.
It also shows that Inoue loves the dynamic of a stupid guy getting mommied.
Right.
And getting and being emasculated.
Very much so.
Yeah. All that stuff. And of course we have to get back to the main plot for this movie, quote unquote, is that we have the organ scene, the church scene, which I think is the best scene in the movie personally.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Because the show even steals this set for later on of like when there's only a few writers left of like, hey, we're in a dusty old church. We're gonna do a lot of symbolic shots of like, stained glass windows and Shiro. We're gonna show shots of Jesus on the cross.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. I think
And-
that adds to your thing about like this basically being an early draft
Yeah,
of like the actual ending.
yeah. Because again, they take aspects of it for the actual TV ending.
Yeah.
And then it's a great set piece where it's all set to an organ track that TV show later uses. It's really nicely diegetically done. A lot of great action. They can't really give her Kamen Rider Femme wins, can they? They
No.
try to do some. They try
Not
to
at
do
all.
some cool. They try to do some cool action with her, but she's definitely always on the losing side against Asakura. Unfortunately,
She gets mogged for like the majority of this movie.
yeah.
Like it's crazy.
She gets.
It's
owned-
unfortunate because she does some cool stuff against those mobs. Like she does some cool
Right.
stuff, but
yeah.
yeah,
She never
like
even
they
brings she never brings out her like
Swan to do cool stuff against Oja.
what is it?
No,
What's the name of that the staff with like the blade at the end of it? What's that weapon called?
I don't know. I know what you're talking
Is
about.
it
but it's
Naginata?
Really cool. Maybe.
I'm gonna be
But
real.
like she
with
only
it.
brings that up like once.
Yeah, for killing those mobs, which is very blatantly. We got to show her all her little toys and special moves.
Yeah.
Her
Yeah.
fight against the mobs.
What were you gonna
This,
say, Russ?
Oh, this movie did unlock some of the bad tendencies of my brain, aka the pro wrestling side. Because I was like, you're not protected. Kamen Rider Femme looks weak, and they sold Asakura out. They jobbed him out big time in this movie.
God.
And listen, when you have a whole movie, and you're gonna get to it, when you have a whole series to understand Kideoka why he would give up, you get it. And then you watch this movie, and it kind of very much feels like he said, well, my screen time is done. Let's go get drinks at the bar. You know what I mean?
And it literally does like a message like he resigns from the war. You don't see him die though. It's implied that he probably died shortly afterward.
Yeah.
For all we know, he went on that actual date with Reiko.
Right.
Oh,
They don't
yeah.
show it.
He was
they don't
able to
even
make
show
it.
like any result of it. Because again,
Well.
this is a first draft in my opinion. This is
Okay,
quite
okay.
literally, yeah. So yeah, they do some action, and then Katalka's like, whoa, because she also doesn't like Katalka because Katalka was Asakura's lawyer, and she got bad blood with Asakura, and then Katalka probably got him out of trouble for killing her sister. So it's like,
Yeah.
wow, you're like fucking scum. Also, you're about as bad as Asakura. So then Katalka is like trying not to actually hurt her because she doesn't really have. I don't know. I guess he's just feeling soft towards her. I guess it's this whole ladies' man shtick. And he gets hurt for it, and that's what makes him quit mainly. So yeah, there's a lot of like just kind of like hanging on with like because Shinji's given a childhood backstory in this movie. He's connected to Yui.
They Muppet baby our boy. Like
that's right. I forgot about all that shit.
I can't forget that because when I was watching the movie, I was like, "Oh my god, they're giving him something, a backstory of some sort." Oh my goodness, I can't forget that shit.
I couldn't believe that.
So yeah, coincidentally, Shinji did hang out with Kid Yui without ever knowing that was her. And then one time he stayed cooped up in his house, even though he promised that they would play together the next day. And because of that, and because like she's so lonely living with her aunt, because this is like an alternate take on this. This is before they figured out what Yui's like deal was. So the movie's take on Yui's tragedy is that coincidentally a fire happened in their house. Shiro and Yui were separated. And then she was being taken care of by her aunt. And then mirror her while she's lonely and she thought Shinji would come play with her. She like comes to the mirror like, hey, I could play with you. Invites her into the mirror world. And apparently they stay in there for too long on some like trickster stuff. Like, oh, you spent here too long. You can't come back. What if I take your place, I guess, tee-hee? That sort of shtick.
Right.
Yeah, so again, first draft. And yeah, so Shinji, when he figures this out, is like feels a little bit of guilt because again, this is where they discover in a rainy scene that oh god, she's gonna disappear, and and she realizes her backstory when she starts to disappear, like her whole like tragedy. Again, very compromised movie. And in the meanwhile, Shinji's mirror self shows up. And I'm sure you're gonna groan, Hunter. Get your groaning out. So,
Like,
yeah.
it's not even a cool movie writer.
No,
It's not even anything unique.
It's quite literally a mere Shinji who is fucked up and kills people. That's it. Like, its whole thing, like, I'm Shinji, but I kill people, and I have, like, a smug, like, edgy smile the whole time with tousled hair.
He got Joker.
I'm evil Ryuki. Instead of silver and red, I'm black and gold, and my red eyes glow.
That's crazy.
Look,
Oh
it had one cool shot of him
God.
walking, and you only see his eyes. I think that's a money shot right there.
Mhm, yeah.
So
oh
Ryuga,
my
not
God,
Ryuki,
yeah.
Ryuga,
Oh, Ryuga, right.
it gets in the way of the fight between Fem and Oja, and kills Oja when he was about to do his big genocide attack against her, and kills him. Well, not kills him, but like destroys his monsters, and that makes him weak enough to get killed by Fem, which feels very condescending.
Once again, pro
Yeah.
wrestler brain. They to get Ryuga over, they killed Asakura, and I'm like, I don't buy it. I don't buy it.
Yeah, we can't have two evil, fucked up guys walking around.
Yeah.
That also brings up a question that I don't think ever comes up in the show. If you attack like someone else's contract monster and destroy it, is that what happens?
I guess because he's like all gray and like weakened after that.
Then why did they never do that?
Well, listen, first draft.
It's probably much harder to do because like a monster is probably stronger than one of the rioters. I guess I don't know.
Yeah,
Ryuga comes off as a souped up, fucked up Ryuki who's apparently just more powerful than everybody else, basically.
Oh, he doesn't use fire. He uses like
black fire,
like black void energy.
Scary.
Like he's so cool, you guys.
Well,
so and she misunderstands that Shinji, you did a great job. Thank you for she puts her head on his shoulder at an amusement park date, which I love that set piece.
Oh no,
in the music
that was before.
Oh, it was before. My bad.
Oh, yeah.
Afterwards, she's like, "Oh, thank you so much for healing my soul and killing." Oh, I almost fucking forgot. So remember Miho? She visits the morgue to see her sister's frozen, like preserved body, and you're like, "What the fuck is?" Oh, her wish is to resurrect her sister. She kept her sister's body preserved for this. I was like,
kind of fucking silly. That was like
that was really.
They go to like a Star Trek like lab, like it's just glowing like super
blue,
shiny floors and
That's
ceilings.
Awesome. I so forgot about that. So many details of this has trickled out of my brain.
Fucking like weird Resident Evil movie for a minute.
You know, I was gonna say I remember this movie being like the first hour is kind of fun, and then that last 30 minutes is kind of bad.
Rough.
But maybe it was just all bad. When you're saying shit, like that, I mean, that was kind of stupid.
A lot of this is disconnected scenes because I don't remember the exact timeline of events other than the beginning and end. But you just gotta trust me here. So yeah, misunderstanding. She thinks that was Ryuki somehow.
It's literally
sort of like the Sonic and Shadow bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it's literally that. I think it preceded it too.
Yeah.
Man.
Well, no. Sonic Adventure 2 came out 2001.
You're right. So they're parallel thinking.
Yeah, like maybe it's like a new form for him or something. Maybe it was Ryuki's. You got a new form. I guess
maybe on CRT TVs, the difference between bright colors were as obvious as just black. I don't know. Who's
this would have been on a movie theater.
No. Yeah,
this is pure red versus pure black. Let's be real here.
Whatever. Writer rules are weird. Maybe you got a bunch of soot and shit on him. I don't know.
I just assume Kamen Riders can't see colors.
Yeah. Apologies. Stix.
Okay, so
apologies.
Sorry.
It's okay. So yeah, and then we get to the most like fucked up evil scene of the movie, which is Miho and fake Shinji on the roof while Shinji's trying to find her. And then he starts to choke her out, and then they go for a fight while she's like, "Wait a second, this isn't him. Wait a second," because she sees, I think, actual Shinji as well. Anyway, she gets like curb stomped by Ryuga. It's bad. Like her body's like inside the fucking dragon's mouth, getting dragged through fucking concrete. It's like underground.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, you could say that's basically where she died, because she kind of like keeps herself living after that. But that was probably like the decisive blow, because after Shinji like saves her from like really getting killed, like, and then he goes away, I guess, and I guess he spent too much time outside of the mirror. And then, they have like a nice little scene, like she's like, "Oh, I'm fine. Stop worrying about me. Oh, your shoelaces are untied again. Let me tie them for you." And it's like, oh man, this is like too much anyway. This is like, I feel like I'm getting drowned in the sea right now.
It's so true.
This is like too much at once. And then, she starts walking by herself in the night. It's like, "No, don't worry about me. You don't have to walk me home." And then she stops the facade, like, "Okay, no, I'm dead. I'm gonna go like lay down in the bush, and then I'll just stay there while everybody just walks past me in the morning as if nobody cares about me." Tragedy.
Here's your new. How'd you guys like your new rider? Aren't you glad you paid a movie ticket? You got to watch a woman die in the streets. Like,
while the people of Tokyo just dispassionately walked past her dead body in the bushes.
My God, I could not believe what I was watching.
Hey,
Like,
was it a little fridgy? You know what I mean? Fridging the woman, maybe a little bit. I thought the shot was evocative, though. It sticks in my brain.
This movie was directed the fuck out of.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it looks gorgeous.
It's a great looking movie, but also, yeah, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, she has like a weirdly, like, it sticks out in my head as a poignant death, even though it's very silly, but
it is very like, man. So anyway, I hope this is a nice sneak peek of, in a way, when he's given full reins to something.
Yeah,
Agito, Faiz, Kiva. You'll get this, but not fucking like contracted to a movie run length, and you want to kill somebody after watching it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh my lord.
Anyway, so then Ren's like, because Ren gets like hears like, "Oh, you killed Ojo. What the hell? That's different. That's you. Okay, let's fight now. Let's fucking fight now. If you're able to kill somebody, let's fight now."
Yeah, because he was flying in the sky and he saw like a Ryuki like beat up like Fem. He's like, "Oh, that must be Kito." Okay.
Yeah. He does do that, and then only later did he find, "Oh wait, that's not you. That's not him."
I'm trying to help Stix out because I have feelings on this, but I want to make sure Stix can get this recap finished without.
Okay, let me get this out. Let's speed through this. Okay, so. And then Dark Shinji comes with Shinji in the mirror, like, "You need me. We together we can win this war. We can stop this by winning this, because I can kill people and you can't. You can't go through. Give me your body so I can stay in the real world and finish this." And then Shinji, in a moment of weakness, for like a millisecond, lets him, and they merge. Him and Ren fight. Meanwhile, Yui and Shiro are meeting in a dark room on the top of a sky, in like the top floor of a tall building, having a birthday cake. Auntie Nowhere, I don't know if she knows anything of what's fucking going on here. She blows the birthday candles, and her face goes down. She dies. Anyway. Something happened. This is where events get blurry to me. I just know Ren happens upon this. Fucking Shiro screams really loudly after this happens. Windows break everywhere. The fucking mirror monster apocalypse happens. Anyway, Ryugo's floating over somewhere. And then, so then Shinji and Ryuga have an epic fight. They do rider kicks at each other. I think their fight's actually kind of cool. And honestly,
Yeah, I feel it.
It is.
Because it's Shinji, like, he has to actually fight somebody. So, fuck it. Why not? It's a movie. They do a rider kicks at each other. Ryuga loses. Then Shinji comes upon this scene, and it's like a very, dour moment. They see this unwinnable thing ahead of them, this swarm of dragonfly mirror monsters. They transform into their shiny forms. Knight survived, which didn't show up in this movie until this one moment. And then Ryuki survived, like a cameo appearance. It's like, hey, this is coming up soon. And then they fly into it. They start shooting, and the movie ends.
Yeah,
it's a cliffhanger.
You are the first friend I have ever had, Shinji. But I still have to win.
It's a thing that they made in the middle of making the show.
Right. Listen, the Ren character assassination is tough. That's like, okay, every character in this is like,
this was crazy. Like,
now, can I ask something? Just because it's something I think I read online, but is totally baseless in information and probably doesn't really exist. And I just read something on the internet I thought was true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead.
Was it? I think I read somewhere that this movie was born out of a disagreement on the ending.
No, it's
just a rough draft.
It's like a rough. I'd see it as a rough draft, but also the producer Shinichiro Shirokura, and like a year later in a book, he was like, "Yeah, I see the movie as like Inoue's ending, and the TV show's ending as Kobayashi's." But it's like, it can't. It really, because if Inoue got what Kobayashi got to like actually do a TV ending, it would have been much better. Even if it probably would have still had some dumb character assassination bullshit, it would have at least been wouldn't have felt rushed. It would have felt fully fledged. Like, these are characters and not like chess pieces, I guess.
Yeah. Do we start with positivity or negativity? Because it sounds like, Hunter, you have negative things to say.
Oh my God. I'm going to start with positive first.
Okay.
Let's get the positive first.
Because ultimately,
Fem's design is cool as hell. I love it.
Fem's great.
I agree.
Overall, sorry.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say my feelings on this thing. It kind of reminds me when people watch, like, when a video game remaster comes out or something, or or like a new interpretation of a book that comes out that changes the ending of something. I don't know, and people go like, "It ruined the original." I'm like, no, I like this as just its own interesting thing.
Supplement.
It's a supplement. To me, it felt like. Have you ever watched like a DVD bonus feature where the director was like, here's the idea I had. Like, this is such a weird comparison. I'm sorry. Classic Russ Galaxy Brain comparison. It's like if you were watching like the Lord of the Rings special features. You remember all those on the DVDs?
Yeah.
And Peter Jackson was like, actually, we were going to film them meeting meeting Tom Bombadil and escaping from the evil barrows or whatever they were called. And then he was like, and we filmed it and made it. Here it is. And you were able to watch it. Now, would it be very good? Not really.
No.
But it's cool that it would exist. And it's cool that we have this like alternative take. Did it have really the room or time to breathe? Did it have the character nuance? Did it have any of the, the stuff that really made the ending of the actual ending of the show like sing? Not really, but it's nice to have.
It's nice to have, in the same way that 13 Riders is nice to have. We'll get to that after Hunter airs his grievances.
The airing.
Hang on. We're still on positives.
Okay, let me get my positives. Let's see. I just think Ryuga is like, he's a very easy recolor, but he looks cool. I think he looks cool.
Yeah. Fem's cool. Some of the action set pieces are cool. The look of the movie's cool.
The action set pieces are really well done, in my opinion. All of them, I think, are pretty cool.
Yeah, they are.
Just in general, this movie's shot really nicely. A lot of great location usage. A
lot warmer looking than.
Oh yeah, warmer color grading. That's also a thing. It's interesting.
Yeah.
ending's interesting in how bleak it is, and like this is uncertainty. Like you don't see them destroy all the monsters. They just kind of ride out into the distance.
It feels like sequel bait.
I don't know.
Like a little bit.
Some
you know
movies
what it
don't have
reminds
sequels.
me of, actually?
No, it's just it's just weird. I don't know how to explain it.
It reminds me of the ending of the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's gather. Oh, let's do a pose for the camera. Everyone fighting, guys. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So
we got the positive out. Yeah.
I agree with pretty much all the positivities as well. Like it's cinematically very, very nice looking. I think it has some of the best special effects that Ryuki has.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Movie budget.
I actually really like the way because they're not really spiders, but they use webbing. But like the way those like monsters before they like transform, the way they kidnap people, I think is like brutal. I think
it's really
really
fucked.
cool.
You see some salary men get fucked up.
I do like that it attempts to add more to the mythology of Ryuki.
Mm-hmm.
I know I made fun of it a little bit earlier, but I actually don't mind that we see a little bit of Shinji's childhood, that maybe he does have like a small connection to Yui in some
that
way.
Shit was stupid as fuck, but
even though I'm glad that they attempted something.
I get you. I should
even though
I just was
I get you. Like I said, it's very Muppet Baby like. Like I'm not going to pretend it's not.
No.
But because in the end, it does kind of take away of Shinji literally like just walking into all this.
Right.
But
sacrifice.
Outsider. Yeah.
Oh, screw this. I don't like this movie, guys.
You're totally fair to not like it. It's a very messy thing.
It's like it doesn't build on any of its actual ideas, like the new stuff. Like I commend them for trying new things. They have zero time to actually build upon any of it, and at the end of the day, it feels extremely out of place.
Yeah.
With the show.
Yeah.
I know we talked about how Ren is just completely screwed over in this movie, but honestly, I think every character, like every returning character, just feels off considering when the movie is supposed to take place.
Right.
Like, oh my God, Stix, when you said that this came out during episode 25, that made so much more sense. 28,
right
like, it makes so much sense now. Like, Shinji feels like early Shinji.
Right.
Yes, he's written like with the knowledge of early Ryuki, basically. He's written with that knowledge.
Oh my lord. The script for this is terrible. Like it really is. I do, because like I want to point out something, by the way, because I don't think we made this clear to our podcast listeners. We watched the director's cut of this.
Oh yeah.
Stix, would you like to tell them how long the actual theatrical version of this movie is?
Okay, so let's just start with the director's cut of this movie is 97 minutes.
Standard feature length.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
The theatrical running time is 78 minutes.
Wow.
I could not believe that when I saw that. And Stix told Russ and I like a lot of the stuff that was cut from this movie, and it is all normal, mundane things that you would put in a feature-length film to help
things
the story
that connect
along.
Scenes, character scenes. This isn't like stuff This isn't like deleted scenes you see in a DVD and think, oh, they really should have put this in the actual movie, but I guess they just cut it for time. No, this is like essential stuff that they had to cut because for some reason the theatrical versions of Toku movies have to be in a really short. Like they have to be short.
It's because they're run alongside another
the Super Sentai movie, basically.
Yeah.
So they can't be too long because they don't want to keep kids cooped in a theater for too long. So the two movies have to both be short and kind of worse for it kind of worse for it. So that's why
Yeah,
these director's cuts fuck these this, basically.
I feel bad that I'm being overly negative with this,
Right.
but it's just like this.
We got to be
this
negative
mo-
about something here.
This movie like bugged me really, really bad because like for like the ending. Oh my god! Like if this was like the implied like actual ending of the show.
Oh no, we'd be fucking
this would have been
pissed.
Ryuki would not be as popular as it is.
Right.
This would have completely turned people off of it. I'm sad to say, I think my biggest complaint is with Femme. Like Kamen Rider Femme.
Oh yeah, she's like the glaring hole in this movie because it spends so much time on her. It's been but for fucking nothing.
Yeah,
she does nothing. Literally, she adds nothing to the story except explain the one thing the show doesn't do with Asakura and Kitaoka, and explain what Kitaoka was defending Asakura from in the court case.
Yeah, which was
they just say,
what he was
it.
a lawyer for. Like, what was what were like some things Kitaoka defended him for in the past?
Yeah. So no, they explained like this one thing, and that's it.
Yeah.
It's and Femme, like this writer, she has nothing to do. Because it's like, yeah, she's like trying to avenge her sister, but she's also a con woman.
Yeah, because
this feels like a character that would have been like a 5-episode arc in the show.
Yeah.
Yes.
Could you imagine?
She would have interacted with the Ore Journal crew. She would have interacted with everybody.
Oh, she would have scammed the hell out of the editor.
Do you?
She would have scammed the fuck out of the editor. It would have been funny as hell.
Yeah. Can you imagine the alternate universe where she got the episode arc at the end and Emperor
and not Mitsuru?
Yeah, Mitsuru.
Oh God.
Isn't that weird to think? Because I'm sure we in the other universe would be like, this Mitsuru character is so fucking annoying. They try to make us care about this comedic relief character. I wish they could do something like they did with Kamen Rider Femme. Yeah, Miho, exactly. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's so weird.
Yeah, but they decided to use her for the movie, and then they use that design for the TV show, the Emperor design.
Yeah,
and the craziest thing about this is that this is because we mentioned it earlier, this is a dubiously canon movie.
Yes, it's an alternate universe movie because it's not even that, because it has different versions of the backstory for things.
Yeah,
completely different.
But the thing is, like, Femme comes back in other stuff.
Oh yeah, they use her. They use her suit. They use her suit for things. Like, yeah.
Like I am I genuinely, I'm sorry to say, I do not like this movie. Like I have no like warm
it's a mess.
I have no warm feelings.
Mess. No, it's fine.
No,
I cannot believe I genuinely cannot believe they released a movie called Episode Final in the middle of the show's life. That's so. I can't get over that. That's so crazy, dude.
Toei is fucked up. They will continue to do fucked up things to this day.
Yeah, I know. I think the first hour, which is 2 episodes of what should have been a 5-episode arc, there's a lot of fun stuff in it. I think there's fun stuff.
God, yeah, there's so much fun stuff in this movie. It's just there's a lot of cool stuff they use in the show, like the church and the organ, the organ track BGM, and just a lot of great set pieces and food and.
The last 30 minutes I find egregious, like hard. Just like I did message a friend immediately after watching, like, what the fuck was this shit? And I did have to calm down. I just thought the Ren character assassination of him being and without the context of it being in the middle of the show, nothing, even if it was like I said, it didn't hurt my feelings. The original ending will be the original ending forever. Yes, and I don't even necessarily buy this is an alt universe. This to me is whatever. But they're just.
It doesn't even feel like a movie to me.
Yeah,
it really doesn't.
It doesn't.
It's a DVD bonus feature. That's all it is to me.
No, if
It's
you
like
want
a
to see a
light
real
novel.
DVD bonus feature, you want to let's wrap this up to 13 Riders, and then we can wrap up the episode.
Yeah.
I
Because
forgot about
we're
that.
running
Yeah.
along here.
Yeah.
Sorry about my recap not being like your recaps. Mine is a lot more detailed and weird, but it's fine.
I think it's fine.
It was
It's a movie.
necessary for
No,
this.
yeah.
Don't watch episode final.
I think there's some cool scenes in this. I think
Okay.
there's cool imagery.
If you're a
That's it.
sicko,
If you're a
You want-
Ryuki sicko, go for it.
if
Watch
you're
it.
a sicko, you should watch it. If you are like the sanctity of the story must not be impeached, maybe you
watch
want to avoid it. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Stix.
Yeah. All right, so that next we got a TV special that aired September 19th. So if we want to see where that did in the what episode that would have been, let's see, September 19th, that would have been yeah, I think this is like right before Ryuki Survives debut. It's like literally the in between those two episodes, 33 and 34.
Okay.
So 13 Riders is basically like, it's kind of like a what if. It's just kind of collecting all these riders together, just kind of like give you an idea of the show almost. Just kind of like, okay, and they'll give you one new one to finally round out the numbers. So it even gives it basically has every character alive and everyone fighting from the very start.
Right.
And it's not very long. It's like less than an hour, basically. Even shorter than the theatrical version episode final. It's like even has Tezuka and Scissors and everybody, and they're just fighting.
All the stars are here.
All the stars are here. Tezuka's backstory is different. This one's also written by Inoue, by the way. This TV special. So Tezuka's backstory in this one is that something about his girlfriend. He has a girlfriend. I don't remember the detail.
It's always a girl. Everybody in the Inoue verse, if you're a friend of Inoue, he's always asking, is your girlfriend okay? I'm worried about her. Something could have happened.
Yeah, that's his reason for fighting. He has a girlfriend. Something to do with her.
Bad things are always happening
anyway.
to girlfriends.
And then there's this writer called Kamen Rider Verde, and his identity is a CEO. This is the first CEO writer. That's why I thought this was kind of funny. Like he and Shinji have a funny scene like you would see in the show where they kind of like hang out with each other, almost like with Kitaoka. And like Shinji's sitting in his boardroom, and Verde is like, the writer battle is just like society when you think about it. Like, just says it outright. He just says it out loud, that exact line.
We live in one of those?
It's just like society. What's up?
We live in one of those? A society?
Yeah, we live in a society.
Oh, no.
So he literalizes the whole metaphor of the show, that guy. Is a funny sideline. And as a writer, he's like a I don't know, a lizard-ish thing.
Chameleon?
I don't know.
I think
Chameleon.
I've seen a picture of him before.
He's a chameleon. His special signature, final vent is like him using his tongue as like a little like pulley of some sorts to do a big move. I don't know. It's been a bit. The thing I always remember from this special is two things. One, a line Asakura says to Scissors. Asakura fights Scissors and kills him in the middle of their big battle royale, and he says, "Cops don't belong in the rider fight. we don't need cops in the rider fight."
Awesome.
And kills him. Oh, that was beautiful. Yeah, that was great. And then the second thing is that it's like almost like an alternate thing deal where like the ending, Ren dies the ending of this TV special, and Shinji is facing all these riders who want to fucking kill him, who are like all ganging up on him. They all are like teaming up just to kill Shinji, I guess. All 12 of them, all 11 of them, because Ren's dead. And Shinji's like stuck with a choice. All right, what do I do now? There's two different endings, which was voted on by viewers via phone at the time of the airing.
Awesome.
Yeah. So like literally like the broadcaster would air a specific ending after getting like votes during like the commercial break. And the voted ending was that Shinji faces the surviving riders on his own. And the alternate ending was the Rider War being reset. It's one of those things.
All right.
one more thing. Shinji, you actually do see the previous Ryuki, and Shinji gets the belt, the deck directly from him.
Oh,
Like he's dying, and
really?
he gives it to him. It's like, like his last breaths gives him the Rider deck, and it's converted to him the contract, I guess.
Sure.
And there's an introduction by Shiro Kanzaki is like, this is almost like a prologue or whatever. It's basically like, I don't know. It's just kind of a way to like present the concept of the show. It's almost like almost like a concept type of deal, and also just showing off all the riders together, so you can buy toys. I don't know.
Look at all these awesome action figures and weapons.
13 riders. It's called 13. It's called 13 riders for a reason. It's not just them fighting. You see like Yui and like people, and there's a lot of talking. But I just remember it for there's all the riders you hear from the very beginning, basically.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Russ, I know you have the Blu-ray set. Stix to you.
I do, yes.
Is this included on the set or no?
No, it's not.
No.
Okay.
It's so supplemental. It's like even more supplemental than episode final.
Okay. All right. I was just curious because I knew episode final was on the set, but I didn't know if that.
If episode final wasn't on the set, I'd be a lot more divisive on whether we would even cover it.
Yeah.
That
makes sense.
Like I would have been more 50-50 on, but because it was on the set, I feel like I might as well do as out of obligation. Yeah.
If people are working through the show and they go, well, I own the movie, I should watch that too,
Right. Maybe not, but yeah.
You paid for it. You paid for it.
Yeah, you paid for what you get.
Yeah.
Also, it does loudly say episode final. I guess that's the final episode. Guess I should watch that.
Yeah, it's on the last disc of the fucking Blu-ray.
That's how, if it's the real ending, I guess I gotta watch it. And then you're like, no.
No, that's not what this is.
I offer a challenge to the listener. Watch episode final after episode 28.
That would be
awesome.
Just do it.
Spoil yourself
Just do
with
it.
the inferior version of events.
We're gonna capture a child. God. We're gonna Casper house them, keep them in a cellar. Then when they hit 18 years old, we'll make them watch Kamen Rider. They'll be like, what's the moving images on the screen? We're like, don't worry about that. Then they'll get to episode 28, and then they can watch it. How does that work?
Funny thing about ages. So coincidentally, when I first watched Ryuki, I was 19, about to turn 20. So literally, I tried to. So once I saw that like big like reveal about the 20th birthday, I was like, I should save the last episode, not episode final, but the last episode of the show I'll watch it on my birthday. So that's what I did.
Yeah, nice.
That's fun.
My 20th birthday, watching the last episode of Ryuki.
It's so funny. I feel like we spent all this time chatting up like the rich, evocative, thematic elements of like death and truth and fate.
And we had to end it on cynicism about Ryuki supplemental media. Yeah.
Just shitting on Toei for being weird business practices that make no sense. It's like, is this a cultural thing or is it just insane? And then everybody nods their head and goes, "It's insane."
To wrap it around, put a nice little bow on this very, very long episode.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Kamen Rider Ryuki itself, I think, is a must-watch.
Yeah,
I think
so
it is
good.
Must-watch.
As close to perfect of a
TV
show, TV show that it can get.
Yeah.
Under its circumstances,
it's just fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect balance of like, oh, I watch Toku to watch the guys in spandex jump around, and then the human characters act like cartoon characters, and then you get an ending that's like fucking tugs on your heartstrings.
Yeah,
right. It like again, this is not my first time watching it, and still this ending destroyed me.
Yeah, no, for real.
It is almost all killer, no filler, like the whole way through. It is fantastic. Like,
so many things came together for this show to be the way it is, for it to be this good, and for all these circumstances coming together. to get all these different like aspects to come together for it. So yeah, I think everyone should watch Kamen Rider Ryuki. You may watch shows after this that borrow a lot from this, but I think this is the best thing that Toei has done with this concept.
Right.
There's
no,
a
for
reason
sure.
people borrow from it. It's
Yeah.
it's just that good. It has so many good ideas, so many original ideas. It really is like it's as good as I think its reputation makes it out to be.
Yeah. No, this is what I'm looking for. I mean, that's why I started the show, even though I had already purchased the Blu-ray, so I already knew I would at least force myself to like it. But no, it was exactly what I was looking for, and I knew it was going to be the darker, sadder Kamen Rider. I think I kind of knew that coming in, but
Right,
I assumed it was
early
going to
2000s
be
show.
Yeah, I assumed it was going to be grim, dark, edgelord, and the fact it had like things to say, I was impressed.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, Kamen Rider Ryuki. Glad we watched, and it's free on Tubi and or YouTube and or Amazon, so you have no excuse.
You have no excuse.
Yep.
You don't have to buy a Blu-ray for this. You don't have to do illicit means if you have to. But it's also on YouTube and Tubi, the people's platforms.
The people's
funnily enough.
platforms.
Yep.
But
Yep.
yeah, so we should probably talk about what we're moving on to next, huh?
Yes. Yes, we're back in my neck of the woods, baby. So the next time I say normally, we've done it one time. We would normally put one movie as our chaser, as our little buffer period for the podcast, because watching like these long sprawling shows can be hard work, and we don't want to just jump into another one.
Yeah.
But I offered a movie that was actually a sequel to another one. So I asked, would it be okay if we did both? And thankfully, you both said yes. So the next episode, we will be watching the 2 Ultraman movies, Mega Monster Battle, Ultra Galaxy Legend, and Ultraman Zero, The Revenge of Belial. The introduction of the ever-popular Ultraman Zero.
And Belial.
And Belial.
I don't know what any of what you just said means, so I'm excited. The other thing I'm excited about is that is this much of a spoiler to say Hunter told us that Mega Monster Battle Ultra Galaxy Legends the movie kind of fucking sucks, and
okay, it doesn't suck.
It doesn't suck.
But we have to watch this one first because it introduces Ultraman Zero and Belial.
Okay.
It is a sequel to a short TV series that we will not be watching. I can easily summarize that when we talk about it. There is not much to talk about.
But it'll be fun to goof on a little bit, right? It'll be fun to goof on.
Oh yeah, 100%. It is like some of the most transparent marketing Subaru has ever done.
So the first one will be a fun to goof on. It'll be the inverse of this, where we were like talking heavy and like all these deep, rich themes, and then shitting on
goofed on a compromised movie.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna watch the compromised movie and then move on to something that's like I don't know. I have no clue what the
cerebral, really successful movie from what I know.
Oh yes.
The Zero and Belial stuff's a resurrected Ultraman in Japan.
Yes.
Really?
We'll go into it more when we talk about it, but if it wasn't for Zero and Belial, Subaru would just be done.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like just straight up.
I had no clue. Okay, yeah, I'm very curious.
I know a bit of what like the history of what's going on here, so it'll be really fun to watch it finally.
I am blind. I have no clue what's going on, and I'm pretty excited. I also am really enjoying the title, Mega Monster Battle, Ultra Galaxy, the movie. It's like
very blatant what it is. What it says on the box.
A lot of words. You know I'm in Toku Zone. I know I'm eating good when I'm watching something that's the movie at the end. So yeah. So anyway, you guys have anything you want to plug super quick? I know we are deep in. I knew this was gonna happen though.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So Spider / Blue Sky, Spider Guy. on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
On YouTube, I even made the joke the last time we recorded. I did not end up getting that video done before November. That's why I didn't say a date. I did put up a little like small like TF2 like gameplay commentary thing. I need to do those whenever I know I'm not going to get like a full video out in that month. But typically Blue Sky and YouTube are where I'm at, and they both use the same name, Spider Slash.
All right, I'll plug myself. So yeah, I'm on Blue Sky as usual. RBPS Stix at bluesky.social. I chat about various things, including Tokusatsu. I keep up with the most recent Kamen Rider Zets. I'm casually watching stuff like Ultraman 80. Just various things. I think I'm an okay follow. I'm also on Letterboxd at RBPS. That's it.
Yeah. I'm on Blue Sky as Piss Goblin, and I do stream on FK Sox's stream. And what else? Podcast Speedy Delivery. Anyway, thanks everybody for listening. Leave a comment and review and all that. And thank you so much. And as always, you have to yap to survive.
This is the end.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Final vent.